Welcome, everyone. It's the night we've all been waiting for. The college tournament finale is upon us. And for two teams, this marks the end of an incredible journey. And the energy is contagious here in the building. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers facing the UCLA Bruins.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student-athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very well be the defining moment for the lives of every one of these young men.
Both these teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance, but now this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Decker. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Evans in at the power forward position. And Freak throws it down.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Here's Kaminsky. After the Bruins picking up a basket just moments ago. The kick out to Hill. Takes the three. UCLA grabs the miss.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Free passes to Freak. He kicks it to Roberts. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. And the Badgers with possession here. Trailing by 2. So it's both teams making substitutions here. The drive by Hill. And it's Freak with the rebound.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
Well, Wisconsin has had a bit of a renaissance in their program of late, Clark. Last decade and a half have seen them put up some great seasons.
And you know, Kevin, the Badgers weren't really a major powerhouse in hoops until the turn of the century. But now, they're one of the most consistent teams in the country.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. Hawkins is out there with Hill. And it's Conley in at the 3 spot. Now Hill following the three-point attempt by Freak. Count it, and the Bruin lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Hill.
And Badgers have been great since right around the millennium. Since about 1999, they have made the tournament every season. Guys, few schools can say that. And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Well, Greg, he was a 4-time All-American selection in high school and a unanimous one at that. He's won state titles before, but this is a different animal than high school.
And the Badgers with possession here. Following the miss by Freak, just 3 to shoot. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And, you know, for Wisconsin and their consistent appearances in the tournament, guys, they don't just show up and leave now. I mean, they often go deep in the tournament. Sooner or later, I think they might go all the way again.
On the wing, Hill. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
This is it. And we've... And welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
You know what, guys? That was the start that Freak and his team wanted in the first half. I mean, they didn't run away with the game, but they're in a really good spot to capture the title.
These first 5 minutes in the second half are going to be huge. They know their opponent is going to come out strong and try to even things up. But if they can keep their cool, they'll be on their way, I think, to the title.
Freak in a two-guard. Looney out there with Campbell. Then there's Free, and it's Roberts in at center. And for the Badgers, Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Kaminsky. Then it's Decker, and it's Evans in at the 4 slot. Hawkins kicks to Hill. Pass to Decker. It's back to Hill. Here's Evans, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
You're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach grew up.
And that one's good. Freak. Hill with it. The dish to Decker. Pick up by Hill. Pass to Hawkins. There's the feed to Hill. Now the pass to Decker. Here's the 3. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Here's Freak. That's good. Freak's got 9 points.
And guys, one big story that we have in this championship game is that a guy like Freak could boost his draft stock quite a bit. A win here could catapult him up the big boards of a lot of teams.
And you know, while it's just one game, scouts will get a chance to see how he plays on the big stage. Knowing a player is at his best when the lights are brightest is a big plus in GM's books.
Decker gets the bucket.
How can you stop that? With a crossover that quick, that lightning quick, a defender has to be almost superhuman to stay in front of that.
Out left to the wing. Now here's Freak. D right on him. A nice shot by Roberts.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
There's a screen. It's blocked. Here's Freak. Here's Looney. Banked in off the glass.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Wisconsin trails by 5. Freak in at shooting guard. Campbell is out there with Looney. Then there's Free, and it's Roberts in at the 5. Now here's Decker. Campbell defending. Decker dishes to Kaminsky. The shot no good. The Bruins go the other way with it.
This game's still very much up in the air. I mean, this is where you start to separate the men from the boys and where heroes are born.
And one team looking to ice the win, the other hoping to force OT. I think right now you lean on your stars and give the ball to Freak every chance you get to try and come away here with the title.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And now we've got the intentional foul. And Wisconsin going with almost an entirely new group here. 34 seconds left to play in the second half. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And he drops the first one, and he can gather himself now and try to make it 2 in a row. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. There's 31 seconds left here in the second half.
Just too much of a deficit to overcome.
Just not enough clicks and ticks left on that clock in this one, Greg.
We've got 28 seconds left here in the second half of the game. Hayton. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
That pushes it to double digits. And UCLA leads by 10.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of...
Here's Conley. So it's UCLA picking up the win. Such a special moment for these kids. All the hard work they put in, all the pressure, Greg, they've been under all tournament long. This is pure elation. Being able to call themselves now champions.
And Kevin, from the players, the rest of the students watching, I mean, this is something that can never be taken from you. They will always have this moment in history to reflect upon.
And it's such a punishing path to this moment. I mean, you look back on all the close calls along the way as the field gets whittled down round by round. I mean, they survived quite the gauntlet to get to this moment.
Indeed, a very special moment. And that's going to do it for us. I'm Kevin Harlan. It was a pleasure to be with you all season long.